Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cacao With Me, a space to slow down and sit in conversation. Today's episode, I have a very special guest with me, Soma ji. And to give a little bit of background on her, I had briefly taken a pause from recording these episodes and was on a journey of learning more and getting deeper in my sadhana. And during my journey, I had the pleasure of meeting my teacher, Soma ji, and she has truly influenced a deeper understanding of yoga within me. During my time in Rishikesh earlier this year, I had the privilege to learn yoga philosophy and Kundalini philosophy with her. Even after so many months, I feel like a lot of it, all the teachings continue to unfold within me. And one of my favorite aspects of Shoma Ji's teaching is that it's not just about how we are for a short period in the mat, but a lot about embodying all the teachings and truly understanding the philosophy behind it. And she often invites the entire class to get into a deeper understanding and inquiry of who really we are and why do we suffer and what does it really mean to live a life rooted in yoga. So I'm so grateful to have you here today. And I would love to begin with your own journey. If you can walk us through your life a little bit from the beginning and how and when did yoga enter your life first?
Okay, namaste everybody. My name is Shoma,
Namaste.
and thank you so much to have me here to have a conversation with you. You're a lovely person. When I met you, you had this amazing aura, which made me feel that yes, I can
Thank you.
talk to you for more. I was a simple girl doing the simple 9 to 6 job and struggling with my life. I won't say struggling because at that time it was not struggling because all addictions and everything, yes, I was used to all of them. And then I was living my life away from my parents from a very young age and never knew what was right or what was wrong. And then slowly, as COVID hit, we all came into a cage at that time. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Human moment. Yeah.
And that was a time when I started doing yoga from YouTube or from people who were around me practicing the same thing. And I was like, okay, yoga is just to, do some handstands, headstands, or look a little leaner and maybe get some glow on the face. And that's how I started doing it. Then slowly, when I started doing it, I all of a sudden got this craving that yoga is not just this, and I want to know more about it. So the people who I was surrounded with, they always had the same information. Oh, okay, yoga is just about the body fitness. So I just understood that. Then slowly, out of nowhere, I got this link that I can study more about yoga in Rishikesh. And that's how I ended up in Rishikesh and started doing the course. I did the 200-hour course. And trust me, within a month's time, my life completely changed from deep, different kind of addictions that I had, not using my mind to not understanding what life is, to completely being in a state that, okay, this is what the real meaning of my life is. This is what who I am. And getting rid of my addictions, getting rid of my habits, which were not supporting me to think wisely. I think yoga completely changed me within just 2, 3 months of just deep practice. That's it. So that's how I got introduced to yoga.
That is very interesting because I feel like a lot of us, or everyone, I would say, had such a shift with just COVID hitting. And it was like a big slap where everyone had to kind of slow down and really spend time with
Yes.
themselves. And I feel like that changed many people. And I think many people got introduced into yoga in different forms. Like for me, I think COVID really pushed me to start creating and doing more art. And it was just like, I cannot, sit with all these emotions and locked up at home. So
Right.
when you moved to Rishikesh or when you went for your course, did you know that this is going to be my new home? And where did you go from? Like, where were you before that?
I was in Pune working there. Then I moved, then I went to Rishikesh without any idea what yoga is. I just picked up my bag and booked my flight tickets just 2 days before the course starts, and I came there. Just life happened at that time. And in that school, we were supposed to eat pure vegetarian sattvic food. And I was a hardcore non like meat eater. Like my family is one who eats like meat from the morning itself, from breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
dinner, they just have meat. So, but then going there, and I was like, oh, I can't have this meal. For 2 days, I was just eating sweets or just like some cake or something because entire Rishikesh is there is no meat at all. So I was like, oh, I can't eat food. But then slowly, as I kept on practicing and I started surrendering that, okay,
Mm.
fine, let me see what is in it for me. And I did the asanas, I did pranayama. Within a week, I started accepting the food. My body was
Mm.
adjusting to the food. I was a person who had a lot of gastric ulcer before yoga. I still have
Mm.
it now, but it has reduced like crazy. I saw my like puffiness of my face going away, my body, my skin becoming better, my food was getting digested. I had no burping issues, no indigestion. So in that way, I started understanding, okay, this food is getting is becoming better for me. And when I came back from Rishikesh, I could not even had one piece of single meat. I
Mm.
tried to eat it because of the craving, but I just ate one piece of meat after I came back. I just got boils all over my body and
Wow. Yeah.
like there was heat generation in my body and I was like, okay, no, this is not for me. And automatically my body just shifted from that place. So
So I'm guessing after your training, you went back to Pune, and there was a moment when you realized, okay, you know what, this is not for me. Can you tell us
yes.
a little bit about that?
Yes, so I went back because of course the course ended and I still stayed in Rishikesh trying to do one more course. But then yes, of course I had to go back because I
Yeah.
had my job. I went there and I was working for an airlines company where I used to sell tickets, airline tickets and packages
Mm.
and things like this. So when I sat down for my work and I had to sell tickets, and I again saw how my mind shifted from completely at peace to all that anxiety of numbers and how I
Mm.
have to sell tickets, how I have to compete with people, try to achieve something. And then all of a sudden I realized, no, 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 this is not what I am. And I realized the shift in my mind and my breath and my ability to think. And I was like, no, this is not what I want. So somehow I spoke to my manager, and my manager, being the gem of a person, somehow he helped me. He said, okay, fine, I will demote you. Of course, your salary will be cut to almost one fourth of what you were getting. I was like, okay, I don't care about
Mm.
anything. But luckily, he helped me and he was like, okay, you can do work from home.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, I will see what I can do. And he said, now you don't have to do anything, just monitor people. I said, okay. So I did that and I took that. And with just one backpack, I again left everything in Pune. And I was like, I will go, I will stay in Rishikesh. Doesn't matter what I will earn. I will just stay there and see what Ganga Ma has for me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And life completely changed after that. When I landed here, it was a very different journey altogether from what I was to what I am
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I can relate to an extent. I don't have that much guts yet to just be like, screw everything and go. I wish I could. And a part of me wants to. And especially when you said Ganga ji, I think that is like, I mean, I love Rishikesh, but I think Ganga Ma's energy is what makes
Yes,
it so
yes,
potent. The minute you see her, it's like
yes,
every worry just is gone.
yeah.
And I don't know. I actually think about this a lot. Do you think there is a reason that so many people who are in our life transitioning period from all over the world, they end up in Rishikesh? What do you think pulls people to
Yeah,
Rishikesh?
it's because of Gangama, honestly speaking,
Mm.
because the energy that she has, it is said that when you take a dip into her, she hugs you, you know. It was something like that. When I took a dip into her, and there are a lot of things like, oh, okay, you have to think about your sins because she will take away your sins and things like that. I am a person who doesn't follow the norms and the rules. Oh, though I'm coming from a family who follows those things, but I was a very heterodox person. Like, oh, I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in self realization or anything like this. There was no connection. So the first day when I saw Gangama, I just went into her without any rules, any regulations. And when I took a dip when I just sat into her. The way she embraced herself on me, I think that was a change. And I've seen it in so many people, people from so many different parts of the world when they come here. And when we see these different foreigners who have no connection with who Ganga Ma is, when they take a dip and the way they feel, okay, I have been rejuvenated. I think she has that. You cannot really express it in words.
Yeah.
So I think it's her energy which purifies you, which cleanses you from
Yeah.
within.
Yeah, I think, I mean, even for me, when I'm in Rishikesh, till the last minute, even if I'm like, okay, tomorrow's my flight, then today it's Ganga Ma's time. Before leaving for the airport, it's like, okay, take one more dip because it really makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if anyone's watching this and haven't taken a dip, please, please, please do it because it is life
Yes.
changing. I do want to ask you, you just mentioned that you didn't have any devotion towards God. So, what has shifted? Do you think that has changed for you? Do you feel more bhakti, or what is your experience with the divine now versus how it was before?
Before this, I never knew what the divine is. But as I started practicing, as I started getting to know who I am and what I am, I started understanding that me and the divine is not different. There's a quotation, there's a shlok. It says, Brahm Satya Jagat Mithya Brahmo Jive Brahmo Naparam. Means that this entire world is a lie. The only truth is that supreme, the divine. And me and that supreme is not different.
Yeah.
So when you start getting inward, when you start getting inside, you start getting to know the reality of you. And that is what the divine is all about. So the connection that I had is I was trying to seek things outside. I will get happiness from outside. I will get things from outside. But when you start practicing, you start understanding that there's nothing outside. Everything is within you.
Yeah.
So the devotion comes when you start knowing the person. Devotion you cannot be devoted to somebody till the time you don't know the person. You
Yeah.
can only get devoted when you know him. So I think that divine is that supreme is within me, and I start getting to know me, I start getting to know the divine, and that's how the love, the connection is getting stronger day by day.
Wow. That is so beautiful. Let's see. So you just mentioned also about, how you had difficulty with eating sattvic food, and then you use the term surrender. And I think that is something we all talk about. And I've asked this to so many of my guests so far because it comes up and everyone has a slightly different definition or understanding of surrender. So, what would you say is surrender and what helped you?
So surrender again is the same thing as belief or faith or devotion, because you cannot surrender to somebody till the time you don't know it. If I don't know something, I will always be like, okay, what is happening? So I'll be always in a tense state, in a flight and flight state. Surrender means when you start knowing that this is it for me. Like when you come back home and you remove your shoes, you take off your clothes and you get into something comfortable, and how you surrender into your bed because you know that this is the most comfortable place for me.
Yeah.
So that is what surrender is, finding your comfort. Till the time you don't find your comfort and you're not at ease, surrender cannot happen. I'll give you an example like a small little baby, okay? When he wants to cross the road, he's holding his father's hand and he's trying to cross the road.
Yeah.
Does he uses his awareness? Where am I? Or is there a pothole? Or is there a car coming? No, right?
No.
He has this complete surrender that my father will make me cross the road. So you have to have this faith that's going to happen. Again, there's something called as blind faith. It should not be that, okay, I don't know it, but I have the faith that something good will happen. No,
Yeah.
you have to first check if this is the right person or not. When you know this person is good, when you know that this is going to be right, that's when you start having this faith, and that's when that surrender slowly comes. And also, you cannot have surrender at one go. It's a slow process. You need time, you need a lot of time and patience to get into that surrender. And also every moment is a surrender. You can't say I surrendered in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a constant practice.
Okay, so in general, us humans, we
Mm.
kind of don't want to feel pain. We don't want to sit in, discomfort. But yoga, asks you to be in the present and sit with your discomfort. What do you think we can achieve from that?
Okay, it's a very good question. So, ideally, tapasya means you have to go through the pain. You have to come out of the comfort zone to feel the bliss. If, for example, I am lifting weights, okay, and I lift 5 kilos every day, my body will get used to it.
Mm.
And if my body is getting used to it, I'm done. I will never come out of that and I will
Yeah.
not gain anything out of it.
Yeah.
Correct? So I have to, it's called sweet love or sweet pain. When we get a tattoo, it's painful, but we know that we're going to get something good out of it. So till the time you don't make yourself go through the pain, you will never be understanding what is it which is beyond the pain.
Mm.
And that is what tapasya is all about. That doing something every day so that you come out of the comfort zone, so
Mm.
that that pain is no more pain to you and you have overcome the pain. Once you have overcome the pain, then it's all in your mind, you know.
Mm.
The
Mm.
person who cannot lift 5 kgs, if he trains himself, he lifts 50 kilos.
Yeah.
How? It's just because he has trained his mind. So we think, okay, you know what, it's painful. But when you keep doing it, you understand that it's not painful. And that's what tapasya is spoken about in yoga.
Yeah. Everything originates from the mind. All the pain, suffering, everything lives there. But also evolving beyond that is in the hands of evolution of your consciousness.
So Patanjali Yoga Sutras is explaining that we have three things in the consciousness, which is the mind, which is the manas, ego, which is the ahankar, and the last one is the intellect, which is the buddhi. But
Yeah.
if you talk about psychology, they explain that there's just one thing, which is the mind, and everything is happening in the mind.
Mm.
But in yoga, Patanjali ji is saying that it's not just the mind. There are three things in that one small single thing which is making you act differently. So, for example, mind is like a storehouse of information where we are storing all the information from the senses that we are, from the senses that we are perceiving. Anything which we are perceiving from our senses is getting stored in the mind as an information. And then it comes out as feelings, as emotions or memories or things like this, thoughts. Okay. Now, what is the ego? Ego is the ahankar. Ahankar is the association that is done with the objects. And intellect is the buddhi, which is the ability to differentiate between the right and the wrong.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
these are the three things which are there. And when all these three things comes together, that's when it is called as consciousness. Now the
Mm.
thing is how these three things work together. The mind is just like a storehouse of information. So it doesn't know the right or the wrong. Okay. Like
Yeah.
for example, I see a cigarette packet and I know that the cigarette packet is supposed to be smoked.
Mm.
Okay. That is from the mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the mind has stored the information that this is a cigarette packet. Now, should I smoke the cigarette or not is coming from my intellect,
Mm.
not from the mind. That's why it
Yeah.
is said, right, that always give positive words to your mind
Mm.
because your mind doesn't know the right or the wrong.
Yeah.
The intellect knows the right and the wrong. And when all these three things comes together, that is what your consciousness is. But what happens? Do we use our intellect? Very rarely. We see somebody smoking, we see a ice cream, we want to eat it because it's
Yeah.
always the mind and the ego working together.
Mm.
We see something, we want it because we have associated ourselves with it.
Mm.
Very rarely we use the intellect. Okay,
Yeah.
should I do it? Should I not? And that is why we have sufferings.
Mm.
Because without the intellect, it's just the mind, and the mind thinks, okay, I'm happy, I will stay happy forever. I'm sad, I'll stay sad forever.
Okay.
I forget
Yeah.
that this happiness is not going to stay forever because everything is constantly changing, right?
Change.
It
I know.
cannot be possible that I am rich today, I'll be rich forever. I am young today, I'll be young forever. Because it's not the job role of the mind, and we're not using the intellect to understand. I will be poor one day. Oh, I will not be remaining so healthy one day. When you start using all these three things, that's when you say that that person is using his consciousness. You have to go beyond the ego. But it is just not the ego. You have to even go beyond the intellect, which is the buddhi. Even you have to go beyond the right and the wrong. Because when you reach the highest, which is the supreme consciousness, there is no right or wrong. The consciousness doesn't have right or wrong. The consciousness doesn't have good or bad. It is everything. It is full. It means that within myself, I'm full of consciousness. My outside world is also full of consciousness. When I remove this from that, what remains is still full of consciousness. Correct? So there is no right or wrong when you go beyond it. And you have to go beyond it. But when you have not reached that level, you have to understand the right and the wrong. Because that will help you to go beyond it.
Okay. And what is this state of, going beyond it? Like, are we still human at that point?
See, to go beyond it is you become everything. Have you seen the movie Lucy? I always give this
Yeah, yeah,
example,
yeah.
right? You become everything. Now it's your choice. What do you want? Do you want to become a human? Become. You don't want to become a human? Don't become. Right now, we say that, okay, I have a choice that I can drink this cup of coffee. But it is because we are moving in a pattern. It is not because it's a choice that I'm making. Because I cannot control anything right now. But when you go beyond it, those are the siddhis that you get. That means the powers that you get. When you go beyond your mind, ego, and intellect, you have the ability to choose. And not these small things at that time. You choose that what you want to do with your own self. That cycle of life and death is no longer in a pattern anymore. You don't, after you die, you don't have to come back. That's the choice that we are all trying to go for. Not these small little choices which we think, okay, I chose today.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was profound. One of the best classes we had, actually, you kind of posed this question and the class got separated into two. You had asked, do we truly believe we have free will,
Mhm,
or if it's all a part of a larger destiny that is pre-written?
mhm. Yes, it's a very controversial topic
Yeah.
because the concept of free will is not very clear with people.
Mm,
We think that we are free, but are we really, really free? I feel that I am free at this moment. Yes, you're free at this moment. What about the other thing? For example, I lock you up in a room and I give you everything. I give you money, internet, food, I give you everything what a person requires. But I lock the room from outside. Does that mean you're truly free? You're having an delusion that you're free. You're imagining I'm free. I can do anything that I want. But the room is locked. You can't go out.
yeah.
Same is the problem with us. We think that we are free, but we are moving in this unnatural pattern that we have created. And that is what, and that's why we feel that, okay, it's our destiny that I met somebody. It's not your destiny, it's just your actions. If you wouldn't have picked your car, moved from your house, went and been at that place with that person, you wouldn't have met him. It was not the destiny, it was your actions. It was your patterns in which you were moving. That's why you ended up taking that decision and meeting that person. So when you start understanding this concept that I am always moving in a pattern, that is when you start coming out of the pattern. And that is what is free will. Without that, it's just a made up thing that we feel, okay, I am free.
I think there is a lot of confusion with the word dharma. So I think it would be nice if you could share, what do you think is dharma?
So, dharma is a very dimensional word and it has a lot of meanings, but the closest meaning is doing the right thing. And understanding doing the right thing is by knowing how to do the right thing. So, if I go by the rules of Bhagavad Gita, the first is play your role. A role means like a character because we're always playing a character. Right now, I'm talking to you like a friend. So we are friends. After this call, if I come and start teaching you, I become your teacher. I sit with my mother, I become the daughter. I talk to my husband, I become the wife. So my role is constantly changing. I am playing a character in this life, and the characters are constantly changing. Who we are from within is not changing. It's just a role, it's just a character that I'm playing right now. And the more easily you start understanding that you are a character, life becomes easier for you. Second, if I am over here talking to you as a friend, but I have a conversation that I did with my sister 1 hour back, and I'm thinking about the conversation, do you think I'll be able to give my 100%?
No.
Because I don't know what role am I playing. Am I the sister right now? Am I the daughter, or am I the friend? Am I the teacher? I don't know. Automatically, I will not be able to give my 100%. Right? So if I start playing that small little role and understand the responsibility of the role at that moment, I start living in the present moment. And the day you start living in the present moment, you start fulfilling the responsibility that the role demands. And automatically you are following your dharma. Because, okay, yes, of course, I will say that dharma has a lot more to it, not just this much. But the problem with us is we take it in such a big way that we stop understanding the small little things which if we implement, it can make our life better. Like I'll give you an example. When I started reading the Bhagavad Gita, everybody told me, oh, you have to read it in this way. You have to do it this. You have to make sure you're doing this before you read. And then because I used to work at that time, and now also I have my own school, I have my content that I have to create. There are so many things from morning 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'll say, to night 10 o'clock. I'm just doing things. And if I have to do so many other rituals before I read the Bhagavad Gita, it was like I was not even getting 1 day time to read it. But the day I started understanding, okay, you know what, I will have to go ahead and just not follow all those rules. Of course, I have to make sure that I'm clean and all of those things, because those are the basic rules. Just take the book as a book and read it. Try to get the knowledge that the book gives you. I started reading the books and I covered so much of it. But before that, I was like, okay, I don't know how to do it. And oh my God, I don't think I can do it. But the day I started just not following them and just reading it, life became easier. So I think if we just take small little things and start applying them in our life will start getting a lot better. So that is what dharma is, as per me, I think.
I
Living
think
in the present.
that is actually great, because I do think all of us end up making dharma so much bigger than what it is. And so I think just remembering to be in the present and playing the role that you are in at the moment to the best ability is like, actually in the grand scheme of things, you're actually moving towards your true purpose.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing.
That's the game
And
changer of life, because we are always struggling with past and the future. We are not able to live in the present moment. And that is what dharma says. Just live in the present. Just follow your responsibility. How will you understand what responsibility do I have if you don't know what role you're playing? So just identify the role and you're done.
I do think that it's hard though, because you're always dissecting the past and, hoping for the future. And I think even pain and suffering comes from that, because we are thinking about how we could have done, the
Better.
moment before better. And how will I make my future better? So it's like, what am I doing right now? And just my mind is running around, which is so funny, actually.
That's the problem with, I will say, 98% of human beings now. I will say 99% of human beings right now, because we are all struggling with, oh, what could I have done better? Like you said, like, for example, now I'm talking to you. Oh, I could have given some better answer of what you asked. But instead of thinking what I could have done better, let me focus at this moment, and you will see that because we are always in our best at this moment, we cannot be anything better than this.
Mm,
So just be, and that is what surrender is. This is my best. I
yeah.
cannot do anything better. Of course, it is
Mm,
not that you will not work for better. You will work for better. But
yeah.
surrender that this is the best I can
Yeah.
give.
At the
And you
moment,
will
right?
see that life will get very easier.
Yeah.
Philosophy, and I think philosophy is just a way to make your life easier. That's it.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And I always feel so, I won't say agitated, but a little bit agitated that when
Hmm.
people hear yoga, it's always just asana. Even in India, where yoga
Hmm.
has been, I mean, the birthplace, and a lot of households practice yoga, but it's always about asanas. And now, unfortunately, it's become like a workout regimen.
Yeah,
But why
yes.
do you think that the world has accepted yoga as something, oh, it changes your life, it's good for your body, but still philosophy is completely taken out? Like,
So, now at this era, you can say we are dealing or we are struggling to take care of a physical health.
hmm,
Our physical health is so jeopardized that
yeah,
we don't even have that ability to think beyond. You talk to people, like when we talk to people, oh, you do yoga, tell me how can I get slim? Oh, you do
hmm,
yoga, tell me how can I fix my back pain? Oh, I have shoulder, neck pain, tell me how can I fix that?
yeah,
Like 90% of the crowd is dealing with these things. Then there
yeah,
is 8% of the crowd who, when you talk to them, oh, I have anxiety, I have depression, I am suffering with my children not listening to me, my parents not
yeah,
listening to me, my partner cheating on me. I don't know what not. There
yeah,
are
yeah,
so many things, right? People are dealing with these things. How can you, when people are struggling with just survival
yeah,
mode, how can you tell them, oh, you know what, this is not real, try to know who you are? They will not. So that's why yoga right now has just become a chikitsa. That means a treatment for your body.
yeah, yeah.
Fix your body, then you will go to your mind. Then you will understand, okay, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, something which is beyond it.
Mm, mm,
So that is the problem nowadays. People who have understood and they have been practicing, they are going beyond it. But
yeah,
it's just that the ratio is like 1:100, I will say.
yeah, yeah.
They
Yeah, I mean, I
don't,
wish,
because even the teachers don't.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I really wish that, all the teachers started including 5 to 10 minutes of philosophy in the class. But
Yeah.
also, there's this thing where students are like, I paid for, to
Yeah.
lose weight or
Yes.
whatever, which is so
Yes.
sad.
Yes.
But yeah, I wish there was more accessibility to, philosophy, because everyone is teaching asana. Whoever is introduced to yoga, it's always asana, asana, asana. And it's
Yes.
like that's one of the 8 limbs. There's so much more.
Yes,
So,
right. But it is just that if the teachers, you don't have to do it at the beginning or at
mm,
the end, because people lose interest then. My husband is an asana teacher. And when he teaches asanas, he inculcates philosophy in between the
mm,
asanas. When you're holding the posture, when you are not able to do the posture, at that moment, when you start talking about tapasya or when you start talking about Ishva Pranidhan or things like this, that's
mm,
when the person, they will start connecting. But if I start talking at the end, they will not be able to relate. And you have to
mm,
understand, because nowadays the modern world needs fast resolution.
mm,
If I start talking about, okay, the Vedas said this, they will not listen. But if I say, oh, you know what, I can explain you why are you struggling or why you feeling guilty in your life, then they would want to
mm.
listen. So you have to use words which people like nowadays.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's another approach of taking the philosophy to the people who they are really, really struggling with.
yeah. I actually thought of a funny question.
Hmm.
So, if Patanjali, came to the world today, what do you think would be the biggest shock for him when it comes to a yoga class, for instance?
Oh my God. Yeah, he will be like, "Oh my God, this is not what I
Yeah.
wrote. This is not what I taught. You completely took it wrong." I won't say it's wrong, that you are teaching just asanas.
Yeah,
At least you are doing something,
yeah,
just the start of what yoga is. That's also okay, because when you start introducing asanas, when they start doing asanas, you start getting connected to your body.
Mm.
Nowadays, those asanas are also like, you know, what puppy yoga, beard
I know.
yoga, things
Yeah.
like this. Then Patanjali will be really getting a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Right? But
sure. Yeah.
yeah. But then if it's just asanas, it's okay. It's good. Just asanas, but in a nicer, in a traditional way. Not with,
Mm.
oh, because I want to get slim. Not like that. But just
Yeah.
asanas in a traditional way.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Slowly you will see that the person is going beyond the body very slowly, but at least he is taking that step. Because asanas is very, like, you can see it, right? You can feel it.
Mm. Mm.
Pranayam is
Yeah.
also very light. Meditation is lighter. Yama niyamas,
Yeah.
people have forgotten all about it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
main.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about karma as well, because the basic understanding is just what goes around comes back around, what you put out comes back to you. But what is your understanding of karma?
Karma is a, again, controversial topic, right? But that is what free will was all about. So I was not trying to use the word, but because you used it. So karma has a very simple and basic rule. What goes around comes around. That's the law of nature. Because
Mm.
is there anything in this world? Everything is energy, right? And energy cannot be destroyed. You cannot create
Mm.
it. It's there. It will just change its
It's form.
form.
Yeah. Mm.
And that is what is happening, right? If you throw a boomerang, it will come back to you. You cannot
Mm.
stop it. It's not possible until and
Yeah.
unless an external force is applied. And
Yeah.
that is what karma is. Whatever you do, trust me, whatever. It is not, okay, it's a good karma, it's a bad karma, nothing like that. You
Mm.
do something, you will get the result. Same.
Mm.
It's not
Mm.
just the action, it is the intention behind the action. Oh, I am doing good with an intention that my karma should get off, that
Mm.
I'm not going to get anything good out of it because there is a
Yeah.
selfish intention behind it. You
Mm.
have to just do the action. And that is when you will start not attaching yourself to the reactions.
Mm.
Unknowingly, without having that awareness, we do so many things. And we think that we are going to get saved.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not that we are going to get saved. We are not even aware that this is going to come back to us. And then we have this, I don't know, blame game. Oh, you know what? Life is so unfair with me. I am
Yeah.
getting all the bad things happening to me. But what about the things that you have done?
Yeah.
Because when I am hurting somebody, when I am saying mean words to somebody which is hurting somebody, I am not aware what kind of feeling that I make giving that person.
Mm. Mm.
But when that same thing happens to me, I'm the first one who realizes,
Mm.
because it's happening to me. But when I'm doing it to somebody else, I don't understand what is the brunt that the other person is getting from me.
Okay. So even if your intention is good, but someone else gets hurt, does that kind of go towards bad karma? I know it's not so black and white, but
Yeah, yeah. It's not so black and white, but it is just that if your intention is good and if you're doing something, it's hurting, it's okay. You will get it
okay.
back, but the impact will not be that bad. For example, like you're a doctor and I come to you with my hand which is needs to be amputed because of the infection. The
Mm.
action is you're hurting me, you're cutting my arms because of the infection, right? But
Mhm.
the intention is to help. So you will
Yeah.
not get it back.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than if you're a robber, you're cutting my hand so that you can rob the gold bangles from my hands, you will get the intention back. So you don't get the action back. You actually
Yeah.
just get the intention back.
Intention. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I'll first ask you, what do you think about desire from a yoga perspective? Like, is it good to have desire or something we should detach from?
See, first the question is, why do you think we have desires?
Mm.
Right? That's the biggest
Yeah.
question, right? What do you think? Why do we have desires?
Why do we have desires? Because we want, I mean, it goes back to us wanting better. And I think because I want more.
Right? Because we want more.
Yeah.
And so we want more means that we feel that there's something empty within us and we want
Mm.
to fill it with the desires that we have. Correct?
Yeah.
So if you understand the concept, it says that we are full. We
Mm.
have the potential to reach the highest because we are the highest within ourselves. But we are not reaching the highest because we are not utilizing our full potential. And that's why we have the desires, because we think, okay, I can fulfill the emptiness or the void which is there within us with a phone or a camera, with a good branded clothes, with jewelry, with car, house, things like this. But if I buy a phone, how long do you think I will be able to feel happy about the phone? 2 days, 3 days, 5 days max. And then what happens? I'm done. I need something else now. Because there is that, because we use very few percentage of our brain, like maybe 0.1%, not even 0.1, very, very, very less. And we have this 100% of our brain, which we have not touched yet. And it's not that we are not capable enough of touching it. We are. But just because right now we have limited our abilities, that's why we feel, okay, you know what, I think I can just do these things and I'll feel good. So the day you start utilizing more of your brain percentage, utilizing, going beyond the mind, you will start understanding that these desires that you have to gain material is just to fulfill your own potential. And when you start experiencing that, when you start doing that, you start understanding that desires is not wrong. Because if you don't have desire, you will never be able to reach your highest. So I
That's
need to have
actually
the
where,
desire.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's no, no, no. That's exactly where my question was going, because I was just wondering, without desire, how do I even want to, if I want to study yoga, that is maybe my first step. And without wanting moksha, without wanting to study scriptures, without that desire, I wouldn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need desire, absolutely. But you have to understand what kind of desire. So klishta, that is coming from again Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The desire that you have, is it uplifting you or is it putting you down?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If I have a desire that I want to reach the highest, or I want to see what else can I do with my mind, what else can I do with my own body, how long can I sit for meditation, or things like this, automatically the material benefits will be taken care of. I was giving the same class today in one of my classes, and one of the students said that I cannot do everything because what if I want to go to Mars and I don't have the technology? So, because we have limited ourselves to technologies, so that's why you can't go to Mars. But if you look at the ancient times, the yogis, they can do everything with their just body. How? Because they are able to go beyond the technologies, beyond the body.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, when we have this thought, like, I want to see what more my body can do, I want to see how much more my mind can expand. Isn't that also actually coming from a place of ego? Like, oh, how much more can I do?
Yes, it is coming from the ego, definitely. But once you reach that stage, don't let it overpower you. Like, for example, it definitely is coming from your ego that I want to see where my mind is going. Now, when I've got a siddhi, which is called as prakamya, which is having the ability to achieve whatever you want. Once I have those powers, what am I doing with them? Am I misusing them? Or is just like, for example, I have to reach the mountain. I'm doing a trek and I have to reach the top of the mountain. And like I reach half and I start seeing the view. And I get so mesmerized. Wow, the view is so nice that I forget and I don't go up. I don't reach my destination. That is when the ego is overpowered you, and the power that you have got, you have misused it. Don't let the power overpower you. When you are in that path, you will get to see beautiful views, but don't get stuck into it, because if you get stuck to it, you will not be able to go beyond it.
Yeah. Actually, that made me think about this one thing, that I feel like the path of spirituality and wanting to, get more spiritual or more into your sadhana or anything, it kind of eventually becomes a sort of identity. I've seen with a lot of people, and maybe even me, I sometimes am always questioning, am I, kind of identifying with anything? It becomes a sort of identity which you get attached to, and it's kind of tied to ego and hard to lose that identity or attachment. What do you think about that? And have you ever experienced that in your journey where that spiritual practice or spirituality has become an attachment that, I need to do this. This is part of my daily thing. Without this, I am not me. Kind of that sensation of feeling.
This is a very common problem that every one of us had gone through when we just started our practice. If there's anyone who's saying, oh, you know what, I've never experienced it, he's lying. She's lying.
Yeah.
When I came into it, I was like, oh, I have to do my practice. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to. If I'm not doing it, I used to get into a guilt trip. Oh, I did not practice today. I'm not a good person. Oh, I ate a cake today. I'm not a good person. I did not meditate today. It's a wrong thing. It's not like that. You have to learn how to create balance in your life. You have to make sure that you are practicing. You have to make sure that you're not skipping your practice. But in case you could not practice today, it's okay. Accept the role. Suppose I have to travel somewhere where I am with my friends and we are trekking and I have to do the trek. I don't have 2 hours to practice. Just do 5 minutes of practice. And let's suppose you cannot even do that because of something. And you don't have the mental state to practice. It's okay. The hour of the moment, the need of the moment is for you to be there. Just that is what yoga is trying to learn, being in the present moment, that what I have to do right now. When you come back, when the day, like that day is gone, the next day, do your practice again. But what happens is, because I did not do my practice and I'm thinking so much, the next day when I come, my mind will put me into that frame. Oh, you did not practice at that time. Don't practice now also, because you've already left practicing.
I think my question is also kind of, does that become a sort of a clutch? Does it become something your identity clings to? Like, this is my personality. I am a, yogi, or I am a spiritual person. Yeah. And like, how, when your ego is so attached to it and clings to it, how do you let it go? Because I feel like a lot of people just get trapped in that, this is me. I am a spiritual person. But I'm guessing it's harmful to be in that cycle.
It's called a spiritual maturity. You get it when you keep practicing. At the beginning, you tend to show off. And it's the reality. It has happened with me. It has happened with everybody. Because when you start experiencing that state, that, oh my God, when you do asanas for 1 hour, the way you feel, I think you cannot compare it with anything. When you do prana, when you do meditation, when you start experiencing yourself in that state, you feel that I'm at the top of the world. So you get that, oh, you know what, I'm different from everybody. And you start having that feeling that, oh, look what they're doing. They don't understand how to live their life, and it's not the right way to live, and things like that. But when you start practicing, you start getting that spiritual maturity, which is like, if they would have understood that this is not what I'm supposed to do, I should be practicing, they would have not been here. They would have been in some different place altogether. Because we are not in the same platform, right? Somebody's here, somebody's here, somebody's here, somebody's here. Correct? So when you start understanding that everybody's giving their best, then there is no judgment. Or else there is a judging. And it will happen to every one of us, whoever is very new to their practice. Because I don't know what it can give me. And uh, that understanding that, okay, it's so common for everybody to understand what dharma is. No, it's not common. Because they're struggling with their survival mode. To go beyond it is what it will take time. And with practice, automatically that, oh, when I was new to my practice, I had people who used to come and tell me, oh, you know what, I'm struggling with my life partner and I don't know what to do. So I used to give them suggestion. Oh, you know what, just If you can't be with them, just leave them, or things like this, which we learn in philosophy. But then slowly I started understanding within like few years that it's they don't understand that because they don't have the intellect to understand what you're saying. At that moment, if they want you to be just a friend to listen, just listen. Because half of the people who come to you with a problem, they're not coming for a solution. They're just coming to share what they feel.
And I think, I don't know, in general, most humans are not the best listeners because we are listening to like, oh, how can I help you? How can I solve your problem? But we're not just letting them speak. And
Yeah.
that's true.
They're not trying to ever coming to you for a solution, because understand, no matter, just try to give them a solution just once. If you want, if you see, look at them, okay, they are not really in a position to understand your solution, just change, be the friend. Yes, tell me. Okay, it's okay, don't worry, I'm there to listen to you. Just do that responsibility. So that comes slowly with practice, that you don't have to give your philosophy everywhere. It is for you. Take it within you. Keep it for you. When the right time, when the person is ready, that person will come to you for that answer. And that's when you give that answer. That comes with time.
So, do you think karma is just an accumulation of actions in one lifetime, or is it across lifetimes? And does any of the scriptures talk about this?
Yeah, it's there in the Vedas. All the Ved has mentioned. The Rig Ved has topics about karma that has been already explained. But it says that so we have many kinds of karma, but the main three are Sanchit, Prarabdha, and Agami, which is like all the action, all the reactions that we are getting in this life is coming from our past lives' actions. So we think that, oh, if I do bad, bad will happen with me in this life. No. That's why you will see that there are so many people who are so good in their life, but there is bad happening to them. What's the calculation of it? The calculation is because they might have done something wrong in their previous life. That's why in this life they are struggling. And what am I doing in this life will be carried forward in the next life. So it's that's the pattern that I was talking about. It's a pattern. The reason why I'm behaving like this, why I'm acting like this, why I do things like this is because it's a pattern that has been created in my past. And I am just not free, but bound by my own actions. And I feel that they are my choices.
Okay. What about things that you do in this life? So it doesn't impact you in this life? Or I think one of the three, you had taught this. I feel like a horrible student.
Sanchit is your previous life, Prarabdha is this life.
Okay. So you do have this life's action also impact you in this
Oh,
life
yes.
itself, which is good. Because otherwise it's like,
No. In this life, see, you know what? We think it as this life, that life, but it's just the self, it's just the Atman which is getting affected, not the body actually. Correct?
yeah, okay, that
So
makes
we
sense,
think it as life, this life, that life, but it's not like that. You can get it affected, but not for a person who's not aware of his actions. A person who is aware of his actions, yes, they can get the impact of what they have done in this life. But a person who is not, it just moves on because they are not aware of their actions. So they're again coming into that pattern, that cycle.
Okay, so if I'm an evil person in this lifetime, but I don't think I'm evil, then I don't have to worry with any of it in this life.
Yeah,
That
it
is
will
so
be
insane.
moved forward. That will move forward because you're not aware. No, you don't know what actions are you doing. The day, at that moment when you start realizing, that is when, that is what free will is. That is what it's called as kriyamana. Kriyamana means the actions that you're doing at that moment with complete awareness.
Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit very little about Kundalini because again, I think that's so sensationalized and it's like everyone has different idea and thoughts about it, how
Mhm.
people are obsessed with going to a single workshop, expecting your energy to be awakened. But maybe you can give us a small understanding on what really Kundalini is.
So, again, like I said, we are using just 1%, not even 1% of our brain. Same Kundalini is, and we are like not able to use the full potential. So, we cut it short. Kundalini is a potential that is there within us, which we
Mm,
have not touched yet.
yeah.
It's like that dormant potential which we are yet to discover. People who have discovered it, they have the potential and they have done a lot of other things. But if you have not been able to use your entire potential, you haven't touched the potential. So, Kundalini is just a dormant potential which is there within you in a very
Okay.
easy way to understand.
Okay. So, when I'm awakening my Kundalini, for instance, like, do you think it's all about the energy rising, or is it actually your resistance dissolving?
I will say both. Both. It's
Okay.
however you want to take it. It can be your resistance dissolving, or it can be the energy rising. However you want to take it. It is just potential unfolding within you, which helps you to remove the obstacles that is there for you to reach the highest.
Okay. I have one question, which I think is again coming from something I've realized over time that, like even from a young age or like throughout, I would always be like, oh, I just want peace. And I think it's funny because just the word peace, my understanding of the word has changed so much, over time. So I guess my question is like, when you hear people say about peace, do you think it is just they just want some relief or to get rid of their pain and discomfort, or is it something else? And I guess even like what is peace for you?
Peace is very different from people to people. I
Hmm.
think when I have no stress in my body, I am at
Mm,
peace. Again, when I'm in the present moment, I'm at peace. When
mm,
I am not thinking about, oh, how could I have fixed my past or what I can hope to do better in my future. I think it is what peace is for me
mm,
because we think that peace is very difficult to get or I have to go somewhere else to find peace within myself. But I
yeah,
think it's not a hard thing to do and you cannot go anywhere else to get peace
yeah,
because it is there within you. You have to just go ahead and understand that I am satisfied with myself.
mm,
I am happy within myself, and that is what gives me peace. I
yeah,
don't need to depend on external objects to find peace.
yeah,
That is what gives me
yeah.
peace.
Okay. So you've taught probably hundreds of students, and I think what is the biggest gap you see, between intellectually understanding yoga philosophy and actually embodying it?
Very less people can do this because, like you said, students, when you are in that environment, oh, people are so nice. You are into that state where people are practicing, you're getting that food, you're in that
Mm,
environment. Life is very easy. But when
yeah,
you go back to your own world, to your own life, and that's your real challenge, that, okay, now there is no one else to prepare that kind of meal for me. I can
yeah,
choose to eat whatever I like. That is
mm,
when your real understanding of philosophy or whatever comes into picture. And I will
yeah,
say how many people I've met, if there are 100 people, I will say only five of them could follow it. That
yeah,
too very, very, very little. Not five.
mm,
Even the five of them are not following to the T.
yeah, yeah,
I'll say maybe just 1% is one who is following it to the T and trying to go beyond it.
yeah.
Apart from that, people are very selective. I will
Mm,
only do what I felt I thought that it was good. Like,
mm,
okay, this will help me to live in the present moment, so I'll apply this. But okay, if I've understood that I should not harm people, that's okay. I will still eat meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you do this thing, choosing, you're not going to get the result, no? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say is like one thing that you learned from the students unknowingly just by teaching so many different students?
We are all one from inside, but we are not in the same platform. And
Mm,
I cannot expect everyone to understand and take the things how I have taught them after the class is done.
okay.
When I
Yeah.
teach, I feel okay, people have understood. But when you start talking to them as you go further in your classes, you understand that if there are 15 people, there's just one or two who have really connected to what you have said. And
Mm,
earlier, I used to feel like, oh, okay, they're not understanding. I may be bad, or there's something wrong within me, or they are not doing right. No, it's just how it is. They will
mm,
not understand. Slowly, maybe as the days pass by, it's a 24-day course. And on the 24th day, maybe from that one, two people, there are five, six people who have connected with you more. That
mm,
happens with time. Or maybe
yeah.
there are some of them, they connect with us after the course is done. Like after a few months, they
Mm,
call us and they want to learn more. And that
mm,
happens. But so we have to understand that it's okay. And we cannot expect
yeah.
same results from everybody because they're not the same.
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask a little bit about your going back to your journey to Rishikesh.
Mhm.
So I know you came back to Rishikesh, and did you just start teaching? What did you do? How did you end up in this path as a teacher?
Very interesting. So I came here with just a backpack, as I said, and I was like, I had an online job which was paying me just this much to just live
Mm,
and eat. So I was like, okay, this is what I can do. And I was taking some online asana classes with somebody.
mm,
So I was like, oh, can I attend your offline classes? The teacher was very good. He said yes. So I started going to his offline classes. And over there, I met his teacher. So my teacher's teacher.
mm,
And he was amazing in his asana. So I got really attracted towards him. So, like, oh my God, I can learn asanas from this guy. And so that's how I started going out with this guy, because I was new to Rishikesh and he was something that I did not had. Like, I wanted to learn yoga and he was full of yoga. That means he knew
mm,
everything. He has studied it so deeply. So I was like, I want to know more. So I started spending time with him. And as we started spending time with him, I started talking to him about, because I was at that time reading a lot of books and going to a lot of classes, and I had so many questions. A lot of time I could not ask my teacher, so I used to ask him.
mm,
And slowly the answers that he used to give me was like, oh my God, this is changing me. This is changing me.
mm, mm,
And slowly he said, okay, why don't you start giving some classes? So I gave a meditation class and everybody just loved it. So that was my first class. And then everybody said, oh, please give more class. I have like office too. But then somehow I used to find out one class I used to give in a week. Then people started loving it so much. People from all over Rishikesh, they started coming for my classes. Then they increased my classes from once a week to 3 times a week. They started loving it more. And that's how I started giving one class after another. Somebody told me, just try to give philosophy class. I said, I'll just try. And I think that was the break. And when I gave my first philosophy class, it was a life changing thing for me. They loved it so, so, so much. They gave me they offered me a full time that you have to do these many classes. And because of that one class, I got so many other schools. And that's how I ended up even opening my own school.
in what
And
school?
now I'm
Yeah.
married to the guy who I was dating at that time. So that's how my life completely changed after that one class of meditation. So because he
That's
said that
amazing.
just
Yeah.
try to give a class and see how you will feel nice when the students like you. So I
Mm,
was like, okay, I just want to try and see, feel the experience. And that's how it
yeah.
happened.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I can attest to it that your philosophy classes are amazing. So I'm so
Thank
glad,
you.
thanks to your husband, that you actually started giving classes. Um, People say that certain specific places in this earth have specific frequencies, and going to some of these places can unlock, some codes within you. But my question is, how does something even get unlocked if it doesn't already exist within us? So, have you experienced anything like that? And is it really the place, or is it just you?
See, both ways.
Mm.
You go to a place, there are people who don't feel anything. You go to a place, there are people who cry, who can stand
Yeah.
up. They bend on their knees and they call surrendered. So it's both
Mm.
ways. It's
Yeah.
not, I will say, of course, both ways, but it's much more to do within yourself because you are the reciprocator. You are the one who is reciprocating. How you are feeling within yourself can be only experienced because it is there within you, not just the place. And of course, if it is there within you and if you are at the right place, then it's like a combination and you feel great.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So I know in Yoga Sutra we have this Atha Yoga Anushasanam,
Correct.
which is now the discipline or teachings of yoga begins. What do you understand from that?
Yes. So Atha Yoga Anushasana means, and now yoga's discipline, which means after you have done everything in your life, but have not got that happiness, that satisfaction, that peace. So now start with yoga's discipline.
Mm.
And what is those disciplines are those yama, niyama, tapasya, and all of those things, what is mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Because that is why he says that now, after you've done everything, you've not got that peace, then you come for yoga's discipline, not because you have not tried it before or you're trying to do something else and then also trying to do yoga, then it's just like exercise for you. But if you really want to see or experience what is it that it can give you, then you can start with yoga's discipline and then you will start feeling the difference. Because without discipline, you're not going to get anything if there's no discipline.
Do you think anything really needs to happen in one's life before they can really inculcate yoga? Or you can just start now? Like for me, when I hear that Atha, for me, it's just like wherever you're at, like now is the moment for you to learn yoga. But what are your thoughts?
Yes, both ways again. Because, there are many people who have just started because like you're saying, and now. So yes, just start now.
Yeah.
But like, for example, till the time I have not gone through something but have given me a different prospect of how I should see life, yoga is just an exercise. Of course, it can help you with just exercise. Like if I'm a child and I go to yoga class, I'm just like a 10-year-old, I'm going to yoga class. Nothing has happened with me. But I start inculcating those things with a very young age in my life. Or my parents are yoga teachers and I start inculcating them from 2 years age, 3 years age. It will be, of course, I don't need anything. But for a person like us who are 25 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, we need to have something, or else we think, okay, this is what life is. Till the time I don't get that jerk like that, oh my God, what is this? I need something else. I am happy with my life. I am in the survival mode and I'm happy with it. I don't know what to go do. So I am not sure of how I can go beyond it because I don't think that I need to go beyond it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there one Sanskrit word you can give everyone that you want people to contemplate on? Just one word. What would it be?
So the one that I always say, which is Hari Om Tat Sat, it means that Hari is the name of the Lord and Om is the universal sound and Tat Sat means I am that. So that means I am the pure form of consciousness. I am full. I am complete. There is nothing which is outside of me. Everything is within me. That is the meaning of that word. When you start inculcating this in your life, you will never have sufferings in your life.
Okay, the last one. Is there one book that really changed your life, or one book that you keep going back to?
Oh, there are so many. But the one that I can say is Who Am I from Ramana Maharshi. Yeah, I just love his books and like it makes me really, really question my identity. So, Who Am I is one book that I think every one of us should read to understand
Okay.
who am I.
Thank you so much. Before you leave, is there anything you would like to share with our audience? And I don't know, an advice, maybe anything that you have to share that if someone is new to the practice of yoga and someone wants to really get into this life, what is one thing you would advise them?
Just do your practice. Anything. Doesn't matter what it is. If it is just an asana practice, just do it. If it is you have just learned meditation, do that. Or I will say, whatever, just pick up one thing that you feel that you're connected to and just do that every day. You will feel that slowly you are getting introduced to what life has for you.
Mm.
Just don't leave
Yeah.
the practice. Like I said, even if you're leaving it because of something, come back to the practice.
Mm.
Don't criticize yourself. Oh, I have not practiced. Just keep coming back. Remember that you have to practice. Remember what your goal is. You will automatically find your way. 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. This was
Thank you so much.
amazing. I'm so glad we had this conversation.